Hello everyone, it's Aeon from Low Expectations, and today we're going to go over Shreikwing Mythic. Now these guys are going to be a little bit more me to you, there's not going to be as much editing or script written, and basically I'm just going to cover the key points of how we did the boss fight and why we did it, so that you might be able to do it. Now, Shreikwing Mythic in my opinion is a very easy boss, even easier than Heroic Sire. So this could be a boss that you could come in and get some free Mythic loot if you're struggling to kill the final boss on Heroic. So, we start off the pull on the left hand side here, and then obviously I'm precasting, so my boomkin, and then we're moving in. So this is the first key point. So I'm kind of pushing a little bit. So this is the first key point in the fight. We tank the boss here, right next to this pillar. The reason for this we'll show later. And then we are stacking in a straight line. So everybody's in a straight line. This is because of his Echoing Screech. Now, Echoing Screech will focus on a player and send out discs. Now, for those of you that don't know, the mythic mechanic on this fight is you cannot see the discs unless you get a debuff from a lamp that someone has to pick up, and it will do a stacking debuff on that person, and then it'll choose a big circle. He can then move into you guys and give you a dot that will damage you but allow you to see the discs. Now, in the first phase, this strategy stops you from ever having to use the lamp, which means the healing requirement plummets. So we'll go back into it again. So yeah, we're stacking up here in a straight line at the back of the room. The entrance is on the opposite side. Just attacking, nuking, and then we get echo locations. Simply run to the back of the room. Put them as far back as you can. Now we've got quite a lot of DPS, so we just kind of push the boss anyway on our reclears. But basically take these, the back and the sides of the room, okay? And that's it. They drop them off here. They're a bit close. You shouldn't be this close. Definitely if it's your first kill, you just drop them further back because you'll need all this space to drop them off again and again and again. So here's the Echoing Screech. This is how we deal with it. So we can't see them now, but there are discs coming out of this boss. And if you get hit by this disc, you get stunned, and then you put a bat will fall from the ceiling and hit you and drop one of these pools. Now, it's super easy to... This tactic basically means you don't have to use that debuff. So you bait it in that line there, so that because he casts it on a player. You bait it on this line, and then you come running over everybody in the raid, and you hide just here, and you keep hitting him. Now we can't see them, but there's loads and loads of discs flying around now. But because we're in this safe spot here, and we tank the boss here, and we've baited it in that direction, there is basically zero chance that any of these discs, invisible or not, will hit us. And then you just keep nuking him here. And then you'll get echolocations in this area. You want to drop them on the back wall over here. Make sure you don't go over there because there might be discs, okay? But you want to drop them in the back wall over here, all against this back wall. And then you keep nuking him, and you keep nuking him. And then he'll come and do an ear-splitting shriek. Now, ear-splitting shriek, you have to loss behind a pillar. He's about to cast it. We go in, boom, he casts it. And then you go back to square one. And that's it. That's how you deal with phase 1. Super simple, and you keep doing this. Now, if your guild has low DPS, meaning that this area is going to be full by the time the boss dies, you can do the same tactic on the opposite side of the room, mirrored. So once his place is full up, if you still need to keep killing him, you'll jump onto the opposite side of the room to the entrance and do exactly the same formation. Yeah, super simple. So we're going to skip forward a bit. You're going to go through another one of these phases again. Look, there we go. So we're back behind here. I get the echolocation. You see how we dropped them all across this wall? Now, you don't want to put them on a pillar. You want to do it. See that? This what our guy did there? What you can do, this guy's a little hero. He runs on and drops the stuff in the pool, already in the pool. So he puts them exactly where we already have put them. Then you go back in, you keep DPSing, ear-splitting shriek. And you lost again. Now, this is phase 2. So the boss will go invisible and appear in the center of the room, and then we'll start casting this ability. Now, an important note, for the guilds that are struggling to push this DPS, you can still hit him while he's channeling the blood shroud. So you can be sitting here like we are, and be slapping him just to push that little bit of extra DPS, but you need to make sure you're out of line of sight by the time it finishes, okay? So boom. Everybody get behind the pillar. Somebody misses it here, but he's the tank. He's hard as nails. He just runs away. So now this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but it's not too bad. So someone in your raid group that you trust, that has quite a good mechanical skill, needs to pick up the lantern. So what happens is he'll pick up the lantern now, back here. And then anyone in this circle will gain a debuff that allows them to see all the rings. Now you need to do this in the second phase. There's no way of doing it without this. So he will come in. You'll see him come in now. He's going to go in a little bit, give us 1 stack. And then he's going to move out. There we go. And this entire phase is about moving as a group. Okay, you want to stick as a group as much as you can so that the guy with the lantern can give you stacks easily. All right, now this is going to take a bit of practice. I suggest that you give one person the leading role, a marker, and tell them to follow them. You can't deal damage, so screw your DPS. So you see, we're nice and safe here. Our debuff's about to wear off. And the guy is going to come in and get in a second, give us another little tick. There we go. He's giving us a couple of ticks here. He has to. That's fine. There's no problem with that. I'm just LOSing, dodging circles. Now, a good note on this. You don't need to LOS the boss at all times, only when he's doing Shriek, okay? So if you need to, let's say this is a really bad spot, and we need to move over here, you can do it while he's moving and not casting Shriek, okay? You only need to LOS when he finishes Shriek. Now, as you can see, one of our players unfortunately gets clipped by a circle. With the amount of gear you have nowadays, you can probably just put a link down and survive the hit. It's not really a problem, but that'll be guild to guild. Okay, so he gets hit now. He should have not got hit there, but we all get slapped. It's not a problem. The phase is over, and then you reset back to phase 1, and that's the entire fight. It's super easy. There's some nice pieces of gear. The main things you have to make sure is the boss is tanked here, right next to this pillar, like that. That everybody in the raid is in a line, and that you bait properly, and that's it. Drop your stuff off at the back of the room, and it literally just repeats. There we go. So these guys are dropping their stuff over here. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. As a melee DPS, you can. Oh, he has swipe as well as melee. Just go around the sides of him when he turns around to swipe. Don't get hit by the swipe. And that's it. Echoing Screech again. We're all in a line, so we've baited it perfectly straight here. Reapplying my dots as I run across, and boom. That's it. I get my thingy again. I'm going to pop a bit of a defensive and get as close in as I can. And back to DPS. And that's it. That's the entire fight. Super, super easy. Come in here, get your free gear if you're struggling to kill Siren Heroic. It's so, so simple. Now, we're a little bit slow, and we we don't kill him. We go into 1.9%, so we have to do an entire phase again because he's immune. But that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this guide, let me know which one you'd want next. We're probably going to go in order. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us so much. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers now. And until next time, have a good one.